Hello everybody, this is Ali from HeyJetSet and this is the breakdown and everything you missed in episode 5. So, we begin with Parker telling the gang that Riri actually killed John, and interestingly no one questions him and say, how the hell do you know that? And suddenly everybody starts prepping and getting ready to attack Riri. Okay, I did not think these guys were that close. I wish this series focused more on that concept of family between these people. And I'm gonna tell you that in a little bit. Natalie is in the suit, trying to copy the real Natalie's smile and expressions, while watching a video of Riri's memories, the same but extended video from the first episode. Then suddenly the gang takes the suit with a very strong magnet. Then we see Riri having a conversation with Zelma. After the shop scene in the last episode, Zelma had clearly more information that she could share. So they scheduled a meeting where they talked about the entity behind the hood, which Zelma thinks it's a Dormammu. But we know better, right? The reason she thinks that is, first, Marvel wants to put the punchline and surprises at the last moment and wants us to think, yeah, they're just going with the comic route and stuff like that. But another reason is that Riri talked about black veins that Parker is having more and more of, and Zelma thinks this is kind of connected to Caecilius and Dormammu in the events of Doctor Strange. Then Zelma says something that sets the theme for the rest of the show.
You're dealing with magic now, and magic always comes at a price, and sometimes it's a heavy one.
This means that every deal that you make, every bit of magic that you use in taking something from you. We see this in the series too, like Parker pulls off the tunnel heist, but John dies. To answer Riri's question about why Dormammu needs to come to the Earth, she says,
Okay, so why would a ruler of a whole dimension be handing out outerwear to humans?
My best guess is to come to Earth.
For what?
I don't know. To eat it?
I think this is a direct reference to Galactus in Fantastic Four First Steps. He's planning to do exactly that. Then the gang shows up and for no reason whatsoever they kick this guy's head to the table and ask everybody to leave. Like, the poor guy. I mean, why, man? Zelma leaves, but couldn't she just teleport Riri and herself out of there? Unless, like, there is a rule for her or something about underage sorcery like in Harry Potter or something. Riri at first is pretty confident. She thinks that the suit is on its way, but when the suit doesn't make it, she starts running away and thinking about a way out. And then we see some real cool fighting scenes from her for a
Bad girl genius.
That's cool. And if you notice, you can see the handles are robotic and they look like the dummy in Iron Man 1. Now here one of the blood siblings kicks her off so hard, I was genuinely concerned and thought for a second maybe everyone got bionic implants or something. That was really hard. After she sends across the other side, Xavier's wristband fell from her pocket because, as you remember, he got pissed off about the fact that Riri chose Natalie as her AI and he took it off his wrist and left. Now that same wristband literally saves Riri's life. Then enter Clown. Now listen to me. Here I get that other gang members want revenge on Riri, but Clown, didn't John slam her head to the desk once just to prove a point? But whatever, she's full of explosives and stuff, but again Riri outsmarts her and gets out of that situation just to face Slug trying to run her off by a truck. Couldn't she just like step aside and let the truck go past her? I'm just saying. Natalie cuts off the magnet and flies off to save Riri, and again we see her confidence returning as the suit wraps around her body. Then she punches the car, which is an exact shot from the comics. Next, her suit gets hit by a lightning, and she starts to look around only to see Ezekiel stain outside, completely bio-enhanced. Which is actually, I gotta say, looks fantastic. It looks great. He really pulled it off. After taking the armor down and making it a cage for Riri. We see his eyes through small eye lenses. It is actually really terrifying. Like, I gotta say, man, this was really scary for me, even now that I'm breaking this down. Then he takes her armor apart as he compares himself with his dad, and there is actually this dialogue.
You know, I never understood what my father's fascination was with power until now.
Which reminds me of...
I never had a taste for this sort of thing, but I must admit, I'm deeply enjoying the suit.
I actually wanted to talk about the electricity that comes off his hand. Is so much like the Emperor from Star Wars, which is a fun little reference. Next we see Ezekiel sparing Riri's life and asking her to leave Chicago, and as she's running, we see Clown looking from the front door of the restaurant, and we actually gonna come back to this, I promise. Riri gets home, she now hugs her mom and tells her everything, especially the reason why she wants to build an iron suit so bad. But her mom says,
"It is my job to make you feel safe, not the other way around."
Her mom convinces Riri that she cannot always run and she needs to fight, which we have never seen anything like in the MCU. All the parents are like, don't fight, or you don't have to do this, or this is too dangerous. But Riri's mom? Nah. Riri dear, you gotta fight this a-hole with a magical hood because I'm not leaving Chicago. Then they go to the garage and they talk about love, which is actually something that Marvel has talked about a lot
I've never
before.
experienced loss because I've never had a loved one to lose. But what is grief, if not love persevering?
As this thing in, Natalie plays a memory from her past using the technology that Tony Stark used in Captain America Civil War. I should have talked about this before, but I don't know why I haven't and no one has. Maybe Natalie is a part of Riri's healing journey, just like Tony's memory that wasn't real. That's why she doesn't quite understand how Natalie happened, because the AI thought that this form was the best way to heal or to communicate with Riri. Her mom shows that she has bought the car back. This is an emotional moment that doesn't fucking make sense. Weren't they poor? Wasn't the whole theme of the show to not have enough money to build something iconic? Anyway, we see everyone gathering and working on the suit, helping Riri, which is actually one of the best shots in the MCU. I mean, the last we saw something like this was in She-Hulk, but this is so much better, right? At least in my opinion. What do you think? Tell me in the comments below. She starts tearing the car apart to make her suit. Then we see Xavier putting the old headphones away and opening the digital ones. This shows that he has completely accepted and healed from Natalie's death. And as he opens the box, there is a note.
But that Captain Kirk quote got to me. My friend, I can only say this. Of all the souls I've encountered on my travels, hers was the most human.
And that's a reference from Star Trek 2. Then we cut to the gang who found out about Stuart, aka Rampage, and how he died. So they, especially Crown, confront Parker, and he just throws everyone out, and there is this line.
All that about family?
Again, man, when did we ever talk about this team as a family? Then Parker goes to the last job by himself with Ezekiel, who is completely obeying every order he tells him, because Slug changed the admin in the last episode. I love this scene so much because as Ezekiel is kicking ass, he's at the same time apologizing for it, which is the funniest thing ever.
You guys need to leave. I'm sorry. It wasn't me, I swear.
Here we find out that the last job is to completely take over everything that his dad has to offer. And we learn that this mission and all the trauma that came with it was because his father cast him out when he was only 12. Man, that's deep. Then we cut to Riri testing her repulsor rays just like Tony in Iron Man 1. And the painting that Zelma is drawing on the ceiling is actually the exact replica of the one that the Hood did in the comics. And the new armor is awesome, baby. The color, the design, everything is just next level. And there is this again.
You sure about this? Remember, magic is a mutual exchange. There's always a cost.
I'm sure.
And the cost of using magic to power the suit was to lose her best friend again. This powering the suit with magic is actually a reference to Doctor Doom and how he works with technology and magic at the same time. And this show is getting better and better. The last episode is what I've been waiting to share with you guys. So stay tuned. Please like and subscribe, for that's all you need to do to support this channel. This is HeyJetSet, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!